Hello.
Good afternoon, sir.
Yeah, afternoon. How are you?
Fine, sir. And you?
Great. We have two Ezinez twins.
Good afternoon, sir.
Yeah, good afternoon. How are you?
I'm fine, thank you. And you?
Fine, fine. Thank you. So before that, join us. Do you have any questions from what we did last week? Do you have any question from what we did last week? Oh, well, okay.
Good afternoon, sir. I think my own issue is that I switched laptop and it's a MacBook. So I'm having a lot of problems with my SQL. Like I can't install and do a lot of things, but I don't want to drag the class back. So I already told IJ I'll reach out to him and he would try to put me through. So if I have any further challenge, I'll reach out to you, please.
All right, that's fine.
Thank you, sir.
All right, I think we can start now, right? So last week, where did we stopped at what? When did we stop last? Where did we stop last? Hello. I hope you guys can hear me.
Yes, sir, we can hear you.
Oh, okay. That's fine. Where did we stop last? So we finished. We imported data, right? We should have to import data, how to export data. What again? How to create the database. What again? What again do we do? Yes. Select, update, insert, link, widget, business. Okay, alter table. Okay, we know how to select data, right? You know how to select data from a database.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Good. Okay, so if I want to check the database we have here, what do we do?
Show database.
Show data.
Hello, can you hear me?
Yeah, I
Sorry,
can
I
hear
think I
you.
was
Go
on
ahead.
mute. I was trying to talk. Okay, I
Okay.
said what we did last week. You showed us how to use how to enter commands, how to import data. You showed
Mhm.
us how to
We can't hear you again.
what they mean and what they are used for, and how to save Excel and recognize it in SQL. I don't know if I covered everything.
Yeah, I think we showed how to generate the data using a Google form, right? Then we imported it.
Yes, yes.
Okay, yes, that's right. Okay, that's fine. So for example, let's pick which database we want to look at. Okay, let me see. Okay, another way again to check the databases, right? What is the other way to check databases here? What's another way of looking at the databases?
So I just select
Select yes,
select star
from
from information schema.
information schema. Dot what? Let's say tables,
The
right?
tables, yes. And that is to see all the
Yes,
database.
it's both databases and
Yes, sir.
all right, that's fine. So if we have seen any table, so let's say let me say stores and superstore. Now, did you notice that once you have seen the table that you want, right, in the database, what's the next thing you do? If you have seen the use, right?
Use, yes.
You do use.
Then the name of the.
All right, good.
Use like the name and then.
Yes. So you understand
now-
what that use, you understand what use is doing, isn't it?
Yes, to pick the
Yes,
database that
is
you
to
want.
commit it to memory.
Yeah, exactly. So now let me show you an alternative way now. So take for example now, if I want to pick these sales, if I want to see the tables inside sales, now how will I select this table inside sales now?
Use
Use
star then Salesforce.
use star Salesforce. That star, does it come up here?
No, sorry, use Salesforce.
Use Salesforce.
Yes.
So it will be use Salesforce. Yeah. Then what?
.sales.
Salesforce.sales. Would that work?
Yes, to pick the tables, to pick the table name and the table schema.
Do we use to pick tables?
No, sorry, select.
So select what now?
Select Salesforce.
Select Salesforce.
So I thought there'll be a star. Select star, then the Salesforce. Select star from yes.
Salesforce.
From Salesforce, which is the database. Then
dot sales.
The particular dot sales. Yes.
So you see, in that case, I may not necessarily have to use this use. Do you get? That means I don't have to use that use Salesforce. If I go this route, I can go directly to that database and table. But if I use that use, then I don't have to always call this database name. Okay. But best practice, this is the best way to do it. Right? So we have something like this, isn't it?
Yes.
So if I go back again, if I want to pick another table again, okay, let me run this one again and check. Let me use another one. Let me switch to that one we have. Okay, let's say customer. So I want to pick this table, customer and superstores. I want to see this table, superstores now. So what do I do?
Select star from customer
Select,
dot
yeah, select star
star
from what?
from customer dot superstores.
Customer. Is it customer or customers?
Customer.
Customer dot superstores. All right, so we run that. So can we see our table here?
Yes, sir.
You can see our table here, right? Good. Okay, let's say this is the table we want to work with now. Okay, this table is not that large, so at least we can see what is happening. Do we have any other segment there? No. Only one segment. Okay, that's fine. So just imagine now. So imagine this was. Let's imagine this. Okay, this discount. Okay, let's say discount. This discount 0.2. Okay, that 0.2 can be seen as 45%, 20%, right? Isn't it?
Yes.
Okay, let me first show you how to. Let's assume this was selling price. Let's assume this sales was selling price. This sales, let's assume it was selling price. Now, just imagine now that you know how everything is all with the economy is going, right? Cost, everything is going up, isn't it? And if you are still selling at this current price, it's most likely you are going to make losses, isn't it? So what you may likely do, you want to now increase. You see, some people try to increase the price by certain percentage. Okay, so imagine that these are all different products now. These are all different products. If you're in Excel and you wanted to increase all the prices, how would you have done it in Excel?
If the prices are constant, you can use a control find and replace.
Okay, find and replace. Good. Any other one? Any other one? Any other way you have done it in Excel? If I want to increase all these prices now, let's say by 10%.
You put
Okay, insert a
you put
formula.
1.1
Insert a
up
formula.
anywhere, then you make it constant. Make reference to it.
Beautiful. Okay, so you understand it from Excel point, isn't it? If we're
Yes,
to
sir.
increase the price ahead. Now, but you see in SQL, right? Remember we have different syntax, right? So we have what? DQL. What is DQL?
Data
What
query
is-
language.
And what is
Query
the syntax?
language.
What is the syntax
Data
there?
query language.
Select.
That's select.
Select, good, select, right? We have DDL. DDL stands for what?
Data
DDL,
definition
Data
language.
definition.
data definition language. So under data definition, what are the syntax there?
Create, alter, or drop.
Create, alter, or what? Or drop. Then under DML, what do we have? DML stands for what?
Data
Data
manipulation
manipulation
language.
language.
So under what syntax do we have there?
Insert,
Insert,
update.
update, delete.
Insert, update, and what? Delete. Good.
Delete.
Now remember that all these ones you are going to have is for database administrators, right? So it's assumed you have the rights, or you are the one creating it yourself. Okay, but most likely it is this select you are going to be using. So it means that if there's this database, that means it is only maybe the person who is in charge, the database administrator, that is in charge of what? Updating anything. Because you see, within the table, these are the records, isn't it? So anything I am doing within this table, what am I doing? I am doing what? Manipulation. So either I am inserting, updating, or what? Deleting. So if I was to increase these prices by 10%, this selling price by 10%, which syntax am I using? Is it under DQL, DTL, or DML?
The data definition.
Data definition. So what am I defining now?
You want to alter the price.
Now, you see, DDL is data definition. DDL deals with the structure. Anything that has to do with what? The structure. Can you see? Anything that has to do with the structure of this table. That's when we talk about DDL. Anything that has to do within this table has to do with what? Manipulation. Do you see that? So
Yes,
this selling price that we want to increase by 10%, are we defining or are we manipulating it?
Manipulating.
Manipulating, isn't it?
Manipulating,
So what do we want?
yes.
So what do we want to do now? We want to what?
Change the selling price.
Yes. So what do we now call that?
We want to
Update.
update.
Update. Exactly. Update. You see that I say SQL is quite intuitive sometimes. It's just as you are saying what you want to do, that syntax is just there for you. Okay, it's there for you. So normally, if you are a database administrator, okay, so they say, oh, go and increase our prices by maybe 10%. Okay. You remember, if I want to increase selling price, let's say 100. If I want to increase, I would say 100 by what? Let's say 1.1. This means what? Increase by what?
10%.
If I have by 0.5, what is this?
By
What is
5%.
By 5. What if I have by 0.9? What is this?
90%.
Reduced by 9, reduced by 10%.
Exactly. Reduced by what? 10%.
10%.
Good. So if I have 100 by 1.05, it means what? Increase by what?
5%.
5%. I think we understand this
Increase by
concept.
5.
We understand this concept. Are we clear with this?
Yes.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, good. So now think about it that way. So what we are trying to do, we want to update. What are we updating? What's the name of the table we are updating?
Customer superstores.
Yeah, customer superstore. So I'm trying to update this table. So what am I updating there?
Sales.
What am I updating?
Sales.
Sales, is it not? So what I would say, set sales to what? Set sales to what? Set sales to what?
The new percentage.
1.1.
Yes, so it will be sales
1.1.
times what? 1.1, right? That's it.
So
You understand
I
the
think-
syntax?
No. Why is the sales duplicated?
Sales is equal to,
Okay.
right? Set this sales equal to this formula. You know, if you're in Excel now, if you're in Excel, this would have been on top, right? You now put equal to, right? So you know it will be on a new, it will be on a new column now, isn't it? Maybe you'll say new sales. This will be the sales value. Then I'll have new sales equal to, is it not? This value times 1.1. Is that not true?
Yes.
Now, but remember that Excel works with sales. That is why I will put it inside here and write equal to, I will click this times, because Excel works with sales. But in your database works with what? Records. Is it not? It works with your records. So which means for me to update this, it has already recognized this, isn't it, as the column name. So what I'm trying to do is to say, okay, this column with all these records here, what do I want to do? Increase it by 10%. So that way I'm putting like a formula there. So that means this sales value will now be equal to this. I don't know if you get that.
Yes.
Yes, sir.
All right, good. So if I run that, so I've updated. So if I now check it now, what do you expect to see now?
So I
What do you
want to ask
expect?
did
Yes.
you need to highlight those two syntax?
No. So which one? These two.
Yeah, update. Yeah.
Even if I run it normally, it's wrong. But why I always like highlight it, so I will not make any mistake.
Okay.
But normally if you click, it should run. But you see that when you have a lot of syntax and you don't want to run everything at the same time. So what you just do, just highlight is this one I want to run. Don't go and run any other thing for me. So that's why I normally like highlighting it. All right. So if I run this select from Superstore, what do you think will come out now?
The
Updated figures.
The updated figure. So let me run this now. Let's check. The prices increase. Did the prices increase?
Yes.
Yes, it did. Yes.
They increase, isn't it? They increased.
8.0.
Yeah. So you see from the onset, isn't it? Right from the source now, we have updated everything at once. So imagine you had about 1 million records that you have to do that. Okay. So you see, if you try to do this type of update where the data is very large in Excel, you will notice that in terms of the size, first of all, it may even tell you Excel is not responding, to take some time to work, isn't it? And you know, again, the problem with Excel is that imagine that you have one file and that person, and you have sent it to another person and doesn't know what you have done. Okay, unless now, for example, here I can now comment. It's not I can do a comment here. What's the comment I'll write here? What's the comment here?
Sales adjusted
By what? 10%.
10%.
Isn't it? So like here, I will know what I have done here. But in Excel, we have know what you did. In Excel, we know what you have done. Unless, will another person know what you have done there?
Not
Unless it's typed
necessarily,
together.
except
Not
they check the
unless you go
formula.
and put a comment somewhere there, isn't it? But with you see where with coding now, every step you take, you can write and describe what you have done there. So anybody following it will know what you are doing there. Because don't forget that most time we are working as a team, right? Imagine you are not there today. Somebody else is now there. At least they can follow your steps to know what you have done. Okay, so this is how you update. But if you try it in your own case, if you try to update in your own case, it may not work. Now, the reason why it will not work is that by default, remember, it's assumed that you are the database administrator. Okay, so if I click on edit, click on edit, click on edit, click on edit, come to preferences. Can you see your preferences? Click on edit preferences. Are you there? Edit preferences. Then can you see SQL editor? Can you see SQL editor? Can you see that? SQL editor. So if I scroll down, can you see something like this? Can you see this? If you check your own will be checked like this. Save updates, reject. Can you see reject what? Updates and delete with no restriction. You see that? Your own will be checked, which means you cannot update or delete anything. You see, it already tries to protect you from what? Deleting or adding anything in your database. You see where security now comes in? You will try and update, it will give you error. If you try to delete, it will give you error. Okay. So what we do here is just uncheck it. Just uncheck it. Click OK. Once you uncheck it, click OK. Then you need to close your workbench. Close your workbench. Then reopen your workbench again. Okay, so if you want to do any update like that. So now, if you try it now in your own case, it will work. So that's why if you are following what I'm doing and you try to update or delete, it will not allow you to update or delete. Hold on, that file I was working with. All right. So are we clear how to update data now?
Yes, sir.
All right. Sometimes, but remember, you must be a database administrator to do that. I would have liked to show you how to maybe delete, row records, to alter tables. But most times in practice, that may not be your task. Your task will be of more querying. Okay. So I want us to focus more on the querying. But if you want us to go into all those things, then we can do that. So I can go through all this. I've shown you how to create, maybe alter, drop. Okay, I've shown you how to drop, isn't it? Then we have seen how to insert, we have seen updates, but I'm not showing you how to delete, right?
Yes, sir.
Okay, delete. Okay, if I want to delete, let's say, what do I want to delete now?
We can't see your screen, sir.
Oh, you can't see my screen.
You are not sharing your screen.
Okay. So let me see. What do you want to delete from this table? What do you want to delete from this table? Now, by the way, what is the difference between drop and delete? What is the difference between drop and delete?
Drop permanently removes the file, so it can't be accessible again, unlike delete.
Okay.
Delete has to do with the table, but drop has to do with the structure. So when you do, it alters everything. But delete will just make.
So normally your delete, right? When you are deleting, remember it's under what? DML, data manipulation. Is it not? It's under what? Data what? Manipulation. So which means that if I was to delete any record, right? If I was to delete any record, so imagine I want to delete this clear got it, right? But you see, if I say let me delete it now, what do I want to delete exactly? So if I want to delete this, okay, let's say I want to remove this customer from the database. I want to delete the customer from the database. So what do? I will say delete what? Delete what? From what is table? What is the name of the table? Customer superstore, right?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Now, where what? Where what now? Where customer ID. Remember the space there. So what do we do to close that space? Where customer ID is what? Clear. Got it. Okay. So remember that space may not allow you, so we have to use the inverted.
Sorry, Francis.
Yes.
Customer ID, clear, or customer name?
Customer ID. Imagine there are two customers that bear the same name. Do you get? Just imagine this BH is now Clear got. Do you understand? So to be
I
specific
understand.
on who you want to remove, that is why we need to always have a primary key.
Okay, maybe my own concern was the equal to. It looked like customer ID
So it's
equal to
supposed to
clear.
be customer ID.
Okay, it's customer ID. Okay, sorry. It's
Yes.
customer ID, right? So what is customer ID? Yes.
CG1.
Copy, no, copy name. Let me see. Hey, copied everything now. Anyway, see what? CG12520. Yes, thank you for that. So this is customer ID, right? Yes. But if I have changed here to customer name, then I can use that. Okay. So let's run and see if it works. So if I run this now, what do you expect to see? What do you expect to see?
A particular one is coming.
Yes. So there's no clear there. Now imagine now, for example, I want to remove country. If I want to remove country now, I want to remove country. So what do? I want to remove country. I want to remove country. So what do? Yes. I want to remove country. So what do? This one here, we are deleting what? Deleting a record, right?
So it's
Now
the
in this,
same process. Delete from
delete what?
delete from customer to superstores, yeah. Where country equal United States.
Where country? Okay. Now, it is just by chance that all these are all
It's the
United
same United States,
States.
yes.
So assuming we had other countries, Nigeria and the rest, what do we now do?
We'll specify the country.
So we specify the country one by one.
Or is it all the countries you want to delete? Or
Yes,
just
now I
one
want to
country?
remove this column, this column. I want to delete this column.
Oh, is that not
Then we have to
structure?
use DDL.
We have to use what? DDL. So which one are we using?
Yeah.
DDL now?
Drop.
Drop.
Exactly.
Drop. Now you see what we are actually trying to do. In this table there, how many columns do we have in this table? How many columns do we have in this table? In fact, how will you know the number of columns you have in this table? So we have describe, isn't it? Describe what? Describe what? Describe. What is the name of the table? Customer.
Customer superstore.
Customer superstores.
Customer.superstore, right? That's kind of, yes. So you can see the columns that we have, right? You can see the columns that we have. Now, but you see, in all these, and you can also see their data type. So the one we want to remove is what?
Country.
Country, isn't it? So we want to remove what? Country. So which means that this, so that means we have about how many? 21 words, columns, right? Is that not it? So we count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9.
So you have to count.
Now I'm just showing you, it's already here now.
Sorry,
Can you
I
see it
can't
down
see.
here? Look at it now. Look at the syntax I wrote. Can you see how many rows returned?
31 rows.
21 rows. Remember, I told you that SQL work with records. And what are records?
Rows.
What are records? Rows, exactly. Rows. Okay, so we have 21. So if we remove country, how many records do we now have? How many fields are we going to now have?
20.
20, isn't it? So actually, what you are doing is that what you are altering the structure of that table. You see that table structure will change. Is that not true? So that's why, because we are working with the structure of the table, what are we going to use? We are going to use alter table. What's the table name?
Customer superstores.
Customer
Yes,
superstores.
customer superstores. Good. What do we want to do? We want to what? Drop what?
Country.
Country. Yes, we want to drop country. We want to drop country. So let's drop country and check. Good. Let's run it again. Where's my syntax? Okay. All right. So do we have country now? Can I see the country has gone?
Yes, sir.
Yes. All right. So we are clear with that. So that's how you normally remove columns, remove tables. But all this is if you are what? The database administrator. Okay. But what's more important for you guys is to learn how to what? Select, how to query the database. I think that's what we should focus more on. Okay. So I've shown you how to update, right? So most especially when you are selecting tables. Okay. Now let me go back and select. Look at the databases we have. Let's see if we have any other database. Which other database? So okay, we have Superstore database. Okay, let me see. Let me see another database we can use. Okay, let me use the select so I can see the tables inside. Start from information schema.table. So if I run that, so let me see. Now, so we have customer superstores, right? We have which other one again? Okay, let me see customers.product. So if I want to select, if I want to see the table inside customers, right? So I'll say select star from what? Customer dot, is it customers dot product or products. Okay, product. All right, let's run that. Is it the same thing? Is it the same? It's not the same thing, right? They are not the same.
Yes, they are not, sir.
They are not the same thing. All right, good. So this same. So imagine now, we have another one again. Customer.superstore, isn't it? Customer.superstore. So this is another table. Customer.superstore. The customer.superstore. So this is the other table, isn't it? This is the other table. Wait, what am I missing there? Select star from. What is the name of the table? Okay, superstores. You see that S? So customer.superstore. All right. Good. So this is the other table, right? So imagine I want to select two tables. So I want to select maybe different columns. So for example, I want to select what do I want to select? I want to select order ID. I want to select, okay, let's say I want to select customer. I want to select their city. I want to select the region. I want to select the category. So customer, I want to select customer ID. I want to select customer ID. I want to select what? What does I want to select again? Okay, the city.
Region.
Region. Region. What again? City, region. What again do you want to select? Let's say category. Category, yes, and let's say quantity. Let's say quantity. All right. Now, normally, if I was to select this, right? So this is from this table. This is from this table, isn't it? And remember, in this other product table, what do we have? We just have only products. So here we have what? Category. Can you see we have category here? Do you see that we have category here?
Yes, sir.
Good. All right. So which means that if I was to select my table from this particular one, what do? I will say select, is it start from? Is it start from I will now use? Am I going to use start from? Huh?
No, you're going to just highlight those things.
Yes, I will just only select the only table that I need. And what are they? Customer what? So remember that if I am not selecting the entire table, I will not use star. Isn't it? So customer ID, the city, the region, category, and what? Quantity. From where? From where? From customer what?
Superstore.
Superstore. So remember this one, what will I do? Good. Then I will run it like this. I think we remember how to do this now. We remember how to do this now, isn't it?
Yes. So why is it the customer not into inverted?
Yeah. Why is that the only one?
Why is it single? Customer ID.
This customer ID.
Yes.
It's not single quotation. This is not single quotation. Single quotation is text. This is inverted comma, inverted. Can you see that?
Oh.
Yes, there are two different things. So two different things. Two different things. Because if I bring another thing out, let's say for example, I want to bring Francis. Now I put it inverted comma like Francis. Okay, let's say Francis. Something like this, right? So if I run it now, can you see Francis? Can you see what to do? Do you see it?
Yes, sir.
That's not what we are doing now. If I put it in inverted commas and I type Frank and I run it, can you see the same thing? Do you see that it's the same thing? Where's our
yes?
Okay, good. So let me take that out. Select tab. Let me show you something. So this is our table now, isn't it? This is our table, right? Now, if you notice, assuming I don't want to call this customer, I don't want to call this customer ID. I want to change this name. I want to change this name to customers. I want to change this name to customers, right? But you know, in the original table, it's called what? It's called what? On this original table, it's called what?
ID.
Customer ID. Now I want it to be called customers. Okay. So there's something they call alias. In English language, when you say alias, what does that mean? Alias.
Another
Can be known as,
something.
can be known as, can also be known as. Oh.
Known as, isn't it? So let's say, for example, let's say, okay, IJ. Let's say IJ is president, isn't it? IJ is president, right? So if I call president, who will answer me?
IJ will answer you.
Answer IJ will answer, but is that his real name?
No.
No. So we are using president to what? Replace his ID. But on his birth certificate, he still has his ID, isn't it? So that's the same thing that will happen here. That alias means that instead of me calling it this original name, I will now call it what? By his new name. So the same thing I want to do, but I will now use as what? As what? Customers. Can you see that? Customer ID as what? Customer. So now watch this part. Watch this part. What will happen now? So if I run this now, what do you see now?
It has changed.
It has changed, isn't it? And now this is another danger now. Watch this. This is one way of representing alias, isn't it? Another way again to represent the alias, let me show you another one. And whenever you make any mistake, for example, let me remove this one. Now watch this. So watch this. I will delete this comma here. So I have customer ID, city, is it not? Region, category, and quantity. So watch what will happen. Watch and tell me what you observe. So I'll run this now. What did you observe?
It changed it to city.
No,
Because there was
the
no
customer
comma.
ID is not there. Customer ID
it's
is
not-
total.
Customer
So it
ID is
started
not there.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, it started
Oh,
from
why?
city, region, category, then
But is
quantity.
this the city?
This is not the city now. That's
You
customer
just
ID.
only call the name city, isn't it?
Yes.
Yes.
Which
Because it didn't
means,
recognize the
yes,
customer.
which means that alias can be represented with as or what? A space.
Space bar.
So the moment I make a mistake and I don't put a comma there, it is now going to
It
call
looks
this
at it
name.
as
Exactly. So it means I can use an alias, either I use what? As or what? A space. So which means I can also put what? Space customers.
but master, but that also means that it took out
Yes, this city will not be there. Yes, the data on city will not be
the name to city and took out all the cities, the column.
there. Yes. It's just only saying this is the name of this. That's all. So if I run this now, so you see that even with my so can you see now? We now have customers, city. You see that? So that is called alias. So sometimes when the names are very long, right? You don't want to be typing that name every time. So you want to maybe assume this is how I want to export the data. But on the original table, you still maintain this. Okay, so if you want to go and analyze now, just export this one to me, then you go and do your report. Are we clear? Are you clear with this alias?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
All right, now let's continue. Now, this is the table we want to select. So I was trying to explain something. Okay, so these are the two tables. So we have one. This is the customer, right? We have another one. This is customer product. Customer product, okay? Now, if I was to select, right? If I want to select now. So in this customer table, I want to select category here. I want to select category here. While on this table, while on this table, can you see that? While on this table, I have category 2, right? Can you see I also have category here? In this table, I still have category here. I have category here, isn't it?
Yes.
On this table, I also have category here. Right? Now, if I was to pick now, what I want to do, I want to select, so let me not cause any confusion. Okay, let me pick product ID. I'll pick product ID from this table, pick subcategory from this table. So on this table now, what I'll pick product ID, I'll pick product ID, I'll pick what? Subcategory. So that's what will come from this table. Why from this table, these are the things that will come out. So I'll select these 2 columns from this table. I'll select these 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 columns from this table. Okay. So what are we trying to do? We are trying to select different data from different database. Are they in the same database? Are they in the same database?
The same DB, different table.
Are they in the same database? This data I want to say, are they in the same database?
No, they are not.
They are not in the
No.
same database. Which
Customer
means
production.
yes, which means I can select my data from what the different what databases. And that is why if I say use a particular database, which means I'm only restricted to that database, isn't it? So to ensure that I can pick from different databases, that's why you must always use the database name and the table name. Even in the same database with different tables, I can also pick data from different tables. Okay, so in this case, what are we going to do? We are going to say select what? I'm not selecting everything now, so I will select my customer ID. So watch now. Now look at this. This was from which table? This is from which table?
Superstore. Customer superstore.
Customer dot what? Superstore, isn't it? Good. Now watch what I want to do. I want to arrange this table. Look at this. I have customer ID city. Now you see where I have category. Let me call here product ID. Product ID. Comma. Subcategory. Comma. Category. Where is this table? Where are these columns from? Where are they from? Which table?
Customers products.
Customers or products. So I'll put a comma there and say
From both of
customer
them. Customer dot product.
Yes. Now, but you see now I can arrange it anywhere, anyhow I want, as long as I've specified what the database. So let's run this and check. Enemies. What is the problem? What did he say? Customer superstore does not exist. So what's the problem?
I think, is it?
Can you see the problem?
Customers.
The superstores.
Superstores. You see that
Stores.
S. That S, be very careful with superstores. All right. Let's run. Still giving error. So what's the problem? Product ID.
Product ID.
Ambiguous. Oh, it's ambiguous. It's ambiguous. What does that mean?
It's not able to understand it.
It's ambiguous.
Does it mean that there's not product ID column?
Yeah, so look at it now. If you see this table, this I would have, okay, let me put an hashtag here, put an hashtag here. You know what I've done here? I've commented so I can run it. So if I run this one, this table. Can you see product ID here? Do you see product ID here?
Yes.
If I run this
Yes.
one, do you also see product ID?
Yes.
So
So
you
there's product
see,
ID in two of them.
it's confused. It's saying, I don't know who you are talking about, oh, because both of them are actually the same name in different word tables. That is why whenever you are designing a database, always ensure that what they don't carry, even they are the same column, they must something to differentiate them. So for example, for one, you can leave an underscore. Another one, you can leave them together. Do you see that? Can you see that? So
Yes,
that
sir.
is where that confusion is now coming from. Okay, so that's why I say this is what ambiguous. Okay, so which means what can we now do in this case? What can we now do in this case?
Maybe change one of the tables. Product
We
ID.
can change one of the tables, change one of the names, is it not? So let's say, for example, which one should we change? Okay, let me say for
Maybe this
customer.
one in customer superstores.
Okay, the one in customer superstores. All right. So this is it. Okay. So I want to change it to, let's say, product ID. I'll change it to product ID like this. Is that okay? I'll change it to product ID. So what are we going to do? What are we going to do? Yes. So what are we going to do?
Select product IDs as.
Or select from customer superstores.
So what you are simply saying that I will select ID as, is that what you are saying?
Yeah.
As
Yes.
product ID.
Yes.
Product ID like this.
Yeah.
But won't it affect two of them if you do it that way?
Yeah.
Because two of them will have the command from.
They have the same name. So who are you talking about? It's the same
So
problem.
I think we have to do one of them first.
Yeah. So which one are we doing? But I want to bring the two tables together. So you understand the problem now?
Yes.
Now this would have been a typical example where joints will come in. But you see, even if I use joints, right, it's still the same problem because both tables have the same column, the same name. Okay, so that's another thing you must always take note. That's why you must always study your tables. And what is the relationship between these two tables? Okay, so which means that from the onset, you need to now change one of the names of the column. So in that case, what we are going to do, we are going to say alter table. What is the name of the table? Which one do you want to alter? You said in a customer superstore, right? All right. So we want to alter this table here. Alter table, customer superstore. Is that not? So what do I want to do? What do I want to do?
Alias. I don't know.
Is it an alias? If I use an alias, it will work now. What do I want to do?
The product ID.
Select. Yeah.
Yeah, but what do I want to do to that product ID?
You want to change the name.
Change it.
So if I'm changing it, what am I doing?
Updating.
Is that update? Is that a record?
No.
So what I am doing, I am renaming. Renaming what?
Come.
Product ID.
I'm renaming that column. Is it not? From what? Which column am I renaming?
Product ID.
Product ID. Is it not? Product ID. Rename column. Product ID. To what?
To
what?
product ID, no space.
Product ID like this. Okay. Alter table. Isn't it? That's the table name. Then rename column this to this, hopefully.
But will you run?
I hope so. Did he run? All right, let's check.
So.
What is the name of this table? Customer the superstore, isn't it? So let's check. Products. Did it work?
Yes, it did.
It worked, isn't it?
But why is it not showing? Why is it underlining the rename? Like it's not familiar.
I don't know. Let me see. Okay, rename. That doesn't understand rename. It
Yeah,
says
it's
not
not
a
valid.
valid. It says not valid. But there's a syntax called rename. There's a syntax called rename. Okay, let's try
Master,
now.
why can't we use the other command like the alias and all the other ones? Why did we have to use this rename?
Now you see that alias now. That alias is saying, okay, call this name as, but you see, you are not specifying which table or which database. In both databases, they are the same name. Do you understand? So even when I say product ID as, both of them have the same name. So either way, it's the same problem you have. So rather, the
Yeah,
best is
I
to
understand that.
change one of
I'm
them.
just asking, should we have broken it down? Will it be a longer route to break it down to have changed it just from customer superstore and then come back and run the two?
So that's exactly what we have done. Now we have gone to one, change the name. Isn't it? Now we are coming back to run it.
Okay.
That's the only way we can go. And that's one thing you must take note of. Whenever you are building a database and you are looking at the tables, don't say, oh, these two IDs, they are the same. Then you now use the exact name. If you have done it in Excel, you can be excused. If you do it in Power BI, you may be excused. But in SQL, you are not excused. Do you see that? It will allow you create it, but you see, whenever I want to now connect the different tables together, it will not allow you. So you must take note of this. Okay, take note of this, especially when we are going to do joins, more advanced queries. This can be a fundamental problem. So always take note of this. Okay, so let's run this now and check. So hopefully it works. So what did he say now? What did he say? Customers, the product reference invalid table. Okay, now product ID now. Which product ID am I taking now? I don't have this anymore, isn't it? I don't have this again, right?
It's just one of them now.
Yes, now, but from which the table I am picking now, on this table, it's no longer there. But now what I want to pick is what? Product. It's not product ID like this. And subquery and a subcategory.
No, but I thought, sorry, Master, I thought we wanted to pick that product ID from customer product.
Look at it here.
And that's the one that had space. Yes. Is the city
Okay, this is the one that
region?
had, this is the one that had the space,
Yeah.
right?
Yes.
Okay, this is the one that had the space. Okay. So this is one that had the space. So let's see. So select customer ID. Let's run again. Let me see what the challenge is. City, region. Okay, if we run it separate, let me run it that way and check. If I don't put space there, let me run this one and check. Let me know where the problem is. So there's something else. Invalid tables. Invalid tables. So what have I done? Yes, customer. Rename column. Okay, let me go back to this original one now. Let me now see where the problem is. So if I run it from this original one, this one works, right? So if I now put product, I didn't change, I changed here, right? It's from this table I changed.
Yes.
Product ID. Product ID. So if I run this now, let's see. This one works, right?
Yes. So it looks like the command is associating it to the customer product.
Yeah, so let me see the other one now. What's the other table name?
Customer product.
Yes, the other one. What I want to say was customer product. So select what? Product ID. Product ID. Select what again? Subcategories, not subcategory. From where? Customers dot product. So let me run this and see. So this is where this problem is coming from. This table. It's from this table. Okay, good. So let me go back to this table and see where what the issue is. So select start from customers. Is it customers product? Yes. So you say invalid table reference. So the problem is coming from this table. What did I do to this table? But I didn't change anything on this table, right? Did I change anything on this
No.
table?
Not that we're aware of.
I didn't change anything on this table. Okay, so what I will do, let me see. Let me close my workbench. Let me bring it back up and see. Say invalid. So let me run that again. And see where that problem is coming from. This is table, right? Okay, so if I say where is that select star from? Let me see. What's the name of that table again? Customers product, right? This is the table.
We can't see your screen, sir.
Okay, you can't see my screen, sorry. All right. Customers product. Now let me go back and confirm. Let me go back and confirm. Select star from information schema dot tables, right? Okay. So we have customers product, isn't it? Customers product. So where is it? Customers. So this is customers, right? This is the table. Okay. The tables could not be fetched. Let me see. Customers product. Customers product. Let me see. All right, let's see. Let me say use customers. Use customers. Show tables. But this is not, is this the table under customers? Is it the tables under customers? Okay, product. So if I say select star from where? Product, right? So there's something wrong with this table. So it says what? Customer references invalid or columns. Now you see, if I've tried everything, I don't understand what it's saying. So what do? I will just copy this entire thing here. Right? So if I go to Google, I'll go and dump it there. So if we go to Google now, so this was the error now, right? So this is the error. So go to Stack Overflow. Have you checked grants? Anyways, let me see another. Let me see, that error doesn't answer us. Let's see another place. Create, show create view. Let me take another one. References invalid. Yes, okay, let me see this one. So once I'm not sure, but I'll just carry it to Google, go and dump it there. Then let me see where the problem is coming from. Until you see the error. But I cannot see the exact problem that we're having here.
Village people.
They have come. Let me see another one.
Not see it on Google.
Is that?
You not see it on Google. They're from the village.
If you don't see it from Google, you know your problem is. So this is it now, right? So I'm facing a problem. So this is somebody's problem, right? But it shows me, is there any way to trace the exact problem? I'm using hosting. So did anybody answer him? So it seems somebody had the same problem, but
Nobody answered them.
nobody has answered it yet. So
Since 2009.
and since 2009, nobody answered it. Let me check another one. And this is one thing that you notice, especially when you are going to. So these are the things that frustrate you, isn't it? I say, and that's why the more errors you encounter, the better, especially at this stage when you are learning. It can be frustrating, but the better for you. Because imagine now, you are running everything and everything is working straight. The time this problem now comes in, you now be wondering, that means I don't know what I'm doing. It's not about that. Just copy what you are doing, go and dump it there. Whenever you find the solution, once you have seen it, when it happens again, at least you can understand why it has happened, isn't it? So they are. You see this problem, nobody's answering anybody. So another way again, what can we do? What's the alternative way? What's the alternative? If you don't see solution now, what do you now do again?
Change the table.
So another alternative again. So another alternative way, for example, if I cannot find the solution here, right? So I will copy. Okay. So what I will do, I will copy that same thing. I will go to my this thing. I will go to my YouTube. Let me paste it. Okay, sorry. I will paste it on YouTube. If I paste it on YouTube and I still don't see solution, then I know that this is a spiritual problem. So let me go to my Internet Explorer. So YouTube. Now, sometimes if that doesn't work, then the next thing we can do is we'll be trying until we see the problem. Where is my YouTube? Okay. So that's my, so let me paste it here. But this one is Excel, isn't it? Tables could not be fetched. Is that the error we have?
No.
That's not the problem. Let me now type in my SQL. In my SQL. Join tables. Tables could not be fetched. No, in this our own case, it's called reference invalid tables or columns. Or so many things. Or is this not a common problem? Doesn't work. Okay. Another way again. Let me say invalid table in my SQL. Still not working. Okay. Let me see Stack Overflow. The Stack Overflow give us any information. And you see what is happening like this, no matter your level, right, in which you already code, sometimes things can come up like this. If you try and you don't see anything, then anytime you find okay, somebody has so let's try that first one. So I've tried query but error. Anybody solve the error? Any solution? Let me see. You know, when okay, let me go back and check whether that's really the problem. Preference. SQL editor. Still unchecked. Okay, anyway, so that this one won't waste our time, right? So I will try and go through it and see where the problem is coming from. Updates where user equal to root. This is the exact problem that we have, right? Answer. It's recommended to stop copying or changes. Use set passwords or alter user to manage your result application. Anyway, I cannot see this exact issue right now, so that we don't waste time. So what I will do, I'll try and trace where the problem is coming from. But let that not disturb us. Okay, let's go back and continue. Okay.
Okay, sir.
But most time, anytime I have any problem like this exact same thing I do, I just copy that error, right? Where I'm not sure. Go and copy it on Google. If I don't see it on Google, I'll take to YouTube, right? If YouTube does not give me that problem, then sometimes you also have some forums, right? For example, if it's Python now, Python will have a larger community, right? So you can drop that. So if maybe there's a Telegram group or there's a WhatsApp group, right? You go and drop that problem there. I'm sure somebody must have encountered that problem before, isn't it? Then likely they will tell you where the problem is coming from, somebody that has seen it. And that's why whenever you have learned the solution to this, you see this is why people now either they go and reply somebody or they go and post it on that Stack Overflow, right? So that subsequently when somebody wants to encounter this problem, at least they have a solution, at least you can get a solution, okay? Or some people will go and create a YouTube video. So these are now how the learning community keeps growing. Okay, so that's one way. So let me not waste too much time on this. Let's continue.
sir.
But I think that the problem comes from that customer table. Okay, but what I want to just illustrate is that I can easily select different tables from different databases. That's what I just wanted to illustrate. But let me see. Okay, let's say sales. Let me see another one. Sales data, nothing there. Products, sales table, columns. Let me try this sales table now, isn't it? So if I say select star from what? Products dot what? Sales table. All right, good. So let's run this. All right, assume this is it now. Okay, this one has product ID too, isn't it? So let me go and replace. Okay, this was what the problem we're having, right? So let me take. So I want to take what? Product ID. And I want to take. Now you see this one has categories. So let me take categories. Categories. From this is superstore data, is it not? Now this other one is what? Products the what? Sales table. All right. So this is what we wanted to try to do. So let me run that and check. Ambiguous again has come. Why is this ambiguous there again? Why is that word ambiguous there?
That's probably the same product ID.
Yes, you know, remember what we changed now, isn't it?
Yes.
Where's that one that we had changed? This one, right? So as you want, let me go and change.
Product ID without space.
Yeah, so let me say, let me change this one to, let me now use underscore, right? So this one as well. So let me run this now. You understand what I did there now, isn't it? I went back again to re-alter that table name. I re-alter that table name. So if I go back to select star from what? Customer dot superstores. So I hope I have changed it here. So yes, this product underscore, I delete it. All right, so let's run this and now check. Hopefully, no problem. Enemies have come again. Sub, what happened? No subcategory. Where is that table just now? Sub. I hope the spelling is correct too. Sub. Is this correct?
It's correct, sir.
But what is now telling me that you cannot find sub in field list? Okay, if you cannot find sub in field list, let me copy field name and come and paste it here. It's the same thing now.
Unknown column.
Sub in field list. Did I type sub any other place?
No.
Enemies are really at work today. Okay, let's see. Okay, let me take this guy out if that's the problem. Is this one work now?
Yes,
this
sir.
one working? It has worked, isn't it? So it
Yes,
picks
sir.
customer ID, it picks city, it picked region, right?
Product
It picked
ID.
product ID from the other table, isn't it?
Yes, sir.
It picked categories from the other table, right? And picked the quantity. Can you see that now?
Yes, sir.
So this is what I mean, that you can select different tables from different databases. But why is that sub not working? Subcategory. Subcategory. Okay, if that hyphen is causing problems, so let us do it this way. Okay, so even if he has that hyphen, I think it's the same problem. You see that? So even with that hyphen, right, you have to see put in the inverted comma.
But it worked now.
Yeah, that's what I said. I put it in inverted comma.
Okay,
Can you
sir.
see that? Yes. So put it in inverted comma. I removed it like this. So it means that this thing there doesn't allow. Can you
Okay,
see
sir.
that?
Yes, sir.
So rather, what do I now do? I'll put it in inverted comma.
Comma.
Can you see that? Then it works now. So the point here is that I can still select what different what tables, is it not, from different what database and bring it
Database.
as one. Then I can now export it to you. Okay, but you always have to be very careful when you are what. So that's when we are going into more advanced queries, I'll show you how to use joins so that you don't make certain mistakes here. Okay, but the point here is that you can select different tables from different databases and bring them together and take it as one. Okay, and it is that table that you now have as your flat file. Remember that your flat file. Remember a flat file.
Yes, sir.
Remember that your big table, isn't it? Most times that's what they export to you in Excel, isn't it? But it has come from what? Different what?
Different source.
Sources, exactly. It has come from. It can come from your CRM. It can come from your HR. It can come from your financial reports. It can come from, let's say, another maybe market survey. Then I'll bring them together from these different sources and push it out as one file. So that's what normally you have. And that's what they send to you as a CSV file that you start analyzing. Okay. But normally it comes from what? Different word sources. So I can have up to 4 different word databases, getting different data from different databases. All right, are we clear with that?
Sir, does the arrangement matters?
So that's what I'm saying now. You see, I can arrange it any way I like. Now I can arrange it any way I like. It doesn't matter. I can put city first. Can you see that? And run it. It should still
What I
work.
even mean is the arrangement doesn't need to go with the database. Like, okay, I need to select everything from customer.supersport before, then after
Okay,
that
no,
one.
no, it doesn't matter.
Oh,
It's because we are learning. It's because we are learning. I need to show you, okay, that this is from this table. This is from this other table. Do you understand? As long as you know the order you want it to come, it really does not matter.
oh, okay, that's fine.
Even if I put products table first, I carry this product table, I bring it first here, isn't it? Put a comma here. It should not matter. If I take my maybe product ID and take that one first, can you see that? Now I've scattered it anywhere I like. It should still work.
Okay.
Can you see that?
Yeah, thank you, sir.
It doesn't really matter. Okay. And these are the things that you now do as what? A data analyst. You see why queries is what you work with. So it's only queries that you normally work with. Okay. And this is what they need you to, what you actually need to understand. How do you what query the database? All right. So let's continue. Now I've shown you how to use alias, right? I've shown you that you can select what tables from different databases, isn't it? Now, what you will notice again is that when you are selecting your tables, right? When you are selecting your table, sometimes you may not need the entire table. You will need what? Selected what? Fields. right? You need selected what? Fields. Okay. So we now know how to select what? Different fields from a table, isn't it? Different fields from different what? Databases, isn't it? I think we have seen how to do that.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, we are done with. We have seen how to do that. Now, another thing again you will notice is that there are in your, you know, when you are dealing with your tables in Excel, right? So once you have your table, what's the first thing you do in your table in Excel? In Excel, what we have done?
You have to clean your table.
You have to clean your table. So assuming that table is clean, what's the next thing you will do? What's the next thing you will do?
You convert to table.
You convert to table, isn't it? Then
Yes,
after
sir.
you convert to table, what do you now do?
Analyzed
So how do you analyze it?
by querying some certain
No, I'm still
information
talking about you're in Excel. You're in Excel. So how do you analyze it?
by putting on pivot charts.
Beautiful. You put on that pivot table, isn't it?
Yes, sir.
So just think about it. Anytime I'm doing these queries, be thinking about pivot tables. What do you do normally in your pivot table, isn't it?
Yes, sir.
So that's exactly what we are trying to do here.
But doctor, can I ask a question?
Yes, go ahead.
Okay, would there be a time where there will DB we have another evolution of DB that will be GUI instead of CLI like this?
Okay, that will be GUI, right?
Yes, sir.
Do they exist already? Your access is GUI. Your
Okay.
Microsoft Access is GUI.
Okay, yes.
Which other one again? Now the thing is that you see, GUI may look easy, but it has its own limitations. Do you get?
Okay, sir.
But with SQL, SQL is the language that connects with any database. So if, for example, now your own organization, you are using Access, I'm using MySQL,
Okay,
right?
sir.
Which means if I want to connect to your own database in another location, I cannot just use your GUI now, isn't it? So what will I do?
understand.
I have to go to the command, is it not?
To the back end.
The back end, exactly.
Okay, sir.
So that's why you see that as data analyst, one of the critical skills you need is what? SQL. Because
Okay,
because what we have been relying on is that they will give you data, isn't it? They will give you data. Right now, with now things that you will now work remotely. Imagine during COVID now, will you have to go to office now to go and get data?
No.
Now you're on your system now, you need to communicate with that database. So can you see where SQL now comes in?
Yes, sir.
So I can be at home and working remotely, getting my data from different sources. And that's why, in addition to your SQL, you also need to learn web scraping. I think, have I mentioned web scraping to you guys before?
Yes, you've mentioned it before.
I'm sure you guys have heard of web scraping, isn't it? Collecting different data from different places, isn't it?
Yes, sir.
Online. Web scraping is another skill. Because especially when we are going to start working remotely, these are now skills you will need. Okay, because nobody's going to be saying, take the data now. Okay, you need to learn where is the data, how do I connect to that data? And that's why now they talk about APIs. Have you heard of API?
Yes, I've heard of API.
What does API mean?
It's in your application programming. I've been hearing
application.
API.
I was just about.
Interface.
Yeah.
I was just about to ask the
Yes.
difference between API and
Interface.
web scraping. The difference between web scraping and API. I was just about to ask now.
Okay, but first of all, what is API first?
That's I think it's
I've been hearing of it.
You have heard of application what? Programming what?
interface.
Interface. Okay.
It's actually the interface that is being used to connect with other websites and other servers in order to extract data.
Exactly.
Application programming interface, yes.
For me to do a web scraping, right? If I want to do a web scraping, it means I need to connect somehow to that particular web. Isn't it? So just imagine now you want to register maybe like Coursera, a course in Coursera, right? They will not ask you, oh, you want to register. They will not tell you to register with what? Maybe like Facebook. Is it not? You want to register with what? Facebook. They tell you to you want to
Creating
register
accounts.
with. So instead of you
Just
going
use
to
your
start
system.
creating it, you just connect straight to what this. That means there's
Exactly.
a way you can connect this to this. That's the idea behind this API. So which means if I want to go to Twitter, I want to connect to Twitter from maybe Python. I cannot just connect direct. I need an interface. You know, there must be something that will be speaking to it. So that thing that is connecting to that your Twitter is what they refer to as what the API. It's just like a number. It's just like say, let me call you. The only way I can call you is through that number, isn't it?
Yes, sir.
So that number is like your API. Is that medium which you now connect two different sources. So it is through this way API I can now do my web script. Do you understand that?
Yes, sir.
So that's difference. Okay. So most times they will take it. So that's where data engineers now come. They now collect this data from different sources and now push it to a database or what they call a data warehouse. So it is from that data warehouse now you as with your SQL skill will now connect to that database. Are you seeing that now? So
Yes,
that's
sir.
why whenever you see any role of a data analyst, one of the critical skills they will ask you for is what? SQL. It's not even your Excel. Because without that data, you cannot do any analysis. Okay? So that's why you must always learn how to query your data. All right. Okay, let's continue. So we understand what we are trying to do here, right?
Yes, sir.
So let me go back here. Unknown fields, they have come again. Okay, I've changed underscore, right? All right, so this is it. Okay, do we have customer name? We have customer name, right? So customer name. So I hope we don't have anybody joining us here for the first time because they will run away. They say, I hope we don't have anybody joining here for the first time. Because today it looks very, you see, hey, no wonder. I've never liked this programming. So nobody joined for the first time. Okay, thank God. So at least we can rough it out. Okay, good. All right, so look at this now. So this is our table, right? So this is our table. So these are our table. So look at your table here. Can you see your table? Now you see that is it arranged? Is this table arranged? Is the table arranged? Is it arranged? Like, you know, when you are submitting data in Excel, right? There's a way it should appear. You should look what in a particular order, is it not? So here is the data arranged properly. Is the data arranged properly?
I think so, sir.
You think so? Okay. All right.
It's not arranged properly.
Why? Why do you say it's not arranged properly?
I think those IDs
should come before names.
The name, and this quantity can come, then all this city can come last. I think
Okay, so you want to arrange. So how do you want to arrange? So you have customer ID, customer name. Yes, what again? Okay, you want this city.
no, customer ID, product
first
ID,
before names.
then names.
Okay, you want product ID.
Yeah, customer ID, product ID, names, then quantity, then city, and all those categories can come towards the
Okay, something like this. Like this.
The quantity should come after the customer name.
Okay, quantity should come after customer name. After where is customer name? Okay, sorry. This one. So quantity should come after customer name. Yes, any other thing?
That's all.
Okay, beyond this now, any other thing? You notice any other thing? For example, if you look at the names, are the names arranged properly? Are the names arranged properly?
Okay, you want it to come alphabetical.
Normally, is that not how you normally present your table?
Okay.
But I think the ID should supersede the name.
The ID.
Ordering of the ID.
Okay, even the ID itself, is it arranged in alphabetical order? Or
No.
It's not.
Serially.
Serially. So the same way, if you are doing it in Excel, what we have done? If you're in Excel, what we have done?
You have filter, sort it out.
Sort, is it not? You will sort, is it not? You will sort. Sort by what? You know, you sort by a particular order.
A to Z.
Either in ascending or descending. Remember in Excel how we did it now?
Yes, sir.
That is the same way you are going to do it. What do you want to do? You want to sort by, is it not? You want to sort by certain order, is it not? Whether it is ascending or descending order. Now, what you will notice is that in Excel, it sorts what? How does Excel sort by default? How does Excel sort by default?
From A to Z.
A to Z, is it not?
Yes.
Is that ascending or descending order?
Ascending.
It's ascending order. So in the same way. So here we have arranged the table now, is it not? But we want to say, okay, let us arrange this our name, isn't it? Let's arrange our customer name. So what you are using is order by. You see that order by what? Order by what? Customer name. Order by what? Customer name. So if I arrange it now, take note, check the difference. Is there any difference now?
Yes.
Is there any difference?
Yes.
Is this ascending or descending order?
Ascending.
This is ascending order. Hey,
Ascending.
ascending or descending? What's the difference?
Ascending.
Ascending, good. So which means if I want to specify, so by default, this is ascending. So if I put ASC, it means what? Ascending.
Okay.
So if I run it, it should still work the same way. If I type ascending in full, ascending, does he understand what ascending is? Do you see that? So this is how it understands ascending. Now descending, what is spelling for descending now? Descending, can you see that?
Okay.
Descending, what does that mean?
Z to A.
Z to A. Z to A. Are you seeing that now? Can you see that now?
Yes, sir.
Good. Are we clear with this? So it means if I want to go and do my customer ID now, what do I do? Customer ID. Is it not? If I remove this, what will it do for me? What will it do?
You arrange it based on customer and ascending.
Yes. So to arrange it. Can you see that now? Are you clear with that?
Yes, sir.
Now,
Yes,
assuming I don't want to see the entire data. I don't want to see the entire data now. I want to only see maybe the first five. Maybe the first five. I want to see the first five. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So this is only what I want to see up to this point. Okay. So what do? We say what? Limits. Can you see limits by what? 5. So do you understand limit by 5 now? Limits by 5. So can you see that?
Yes, sir.
Have you seen that?
Yes.
Good. Now imagine now I want to now say, okay, you know, we have quantity. You know, we also have profits. We also have profit, right? Let me bring in profits. Profits. Come on. So let's run that. So we have profit.
So expenses.
Yes.
The one we just did now, limit by 5. So even though it's the same person, it's still limiting it by 5.
Look at the original data. Can you see that we have the first 5? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That had
Yes,
data.
I know.
Yes.
I understand that. I'm just saying that even though it's just like so literal that even though it's the same customer ID.
Yes, yes. Just give me the first 5. Let me just first 5.
It's just giving the first 5. Okay.
Yes. Yeah. Now, if you're working with a Microsoft SQL Server, now the difference is that instead of saying limit 5, you say top 5. In Microsoft SQL Server, instead of saying limit, you don't understand limit, you understand top 5 or bottom 5 in Microsoft SQL Server. But if you are doing, okay, let's look at this now. You see profit now, right? Now, how will I know the top 10? So if I want to get maybe let's say top 5 profits, customer with top 5 profits, how will I do that now? Top 5 profits, customers with what? Top 5 profits. So how will I do that? Top 5 profits.
Say order by profits.
So let me say select what now? Customer, is it not?
But we don't have to arrange the profit first.
So let's take customer, is it not? Let's say customer name. Then let me say profits, right? From where? So something like this. This is what we want to see, right? Let's look at the full table first. So this is the full table, is it not? So this is the customer and this is the profit. You know, so what I want to get is what? The top 5 profitable customers. You know, top 5 profitable customers.
Yes.
Yeah. All right. Good. Now, if I was to do that, first of all, I will need to sort this profit. You know, how will I sort this profit first? I want to sort the profits. So what do I do?
Order by profit.
Order by what?
Profit.
Profits. So if I order by profit, now what is it doing for me?
It's good to do it ascending.
In ascending, what is ascending?
Like from the
lowest to the highest.
So what do I want to do now?
I want to get top 5.
So to get, let's first of all get top 5. So to do top 5, what do I now do?
You say descending.
Descending, is not. So I'll first get descending. Can you see that? I'll first do the descending.
Yes.
So descending will now take what? It will now arrange it for
The
me.
highest.
The highest, is not. Then what do I now do next?
And say limits by 5.
Limits, exactly. Limits 5. Limit 5. Can you see that now? So based on this data, it will now give you what? The top 5. Can you see that?
So is it possible for you to use greater than or equal to in this for the profit?
Hey. Now you see when we are going to this thing, when we are going to I think next class that will start those more advanced queries. Yeah. But although we have seen some of them, so for example, if I say order by, okay, so let's say, let me take this one for example. So show me the profits, right? Show me profits, where, see now where clause will now come, where what profits is greater than what? Let's say greater than 50. Can you see that? Greater than what? 50. Are you seeing that? Do you see that? Greater than 50. Then I'll now say order by what? Can you see it now? This is how it works.
Yes.
Yeah, so that's where you can now. So let me say greater than. If I say less than 0, how many will come out?
1
1, exactly.
minus 3.
Yeah,
Something.
that's it. Less than 0 means what? It means what?
Loss.
Loss, exactly. It means loss. Okay. If I say greater than 10, limits by 5. So what am I doing now?
The first top 5 that are greater than 10.
Exactly. That's it. That's it. In Excel, where do you do this one in Excel? In Excel, where do you do this?
Conditional formatting.
Conditional
Exactly.
formatting.
Conditional.
Okay. Apart from conditional formatting, what again?
If.
This is your filter. You remember your filter? You know how you do filter now?
Yes, sir.
This is your filter now. So you might remember your pivot table, what to do your pivot tables. So this is exactly again. That's why I say think about it from your pivot table. So sometimes this is what they refer to as data analytics with SQL. So anytime you see a training, they say data analytics with SQL. This is what they are doing. So you see, these things you are doing, can you not do them in Excel? Can't you do them in Excel?
We can.
You can do it in Excel, you know. But where does SQL now come in? You see, where the limitations of Excel now comes in terms of the size, in terms of security, especially where the data is very large. Even though it is simple to do it in Excel, but Excel cannot handle that kind of data. So where do you come and do it? You come to what? SQL to do it. So that is why, as a data analyst, you must have a balance of both. Your Excel skill and your SQL skill. Because imagine you are in an organization where transactions in a day, you maybe have up to what, 100,000 transactions, right? Or even an hour. 100, just imagine how many you have in a day, in a month, in a year. Okay? You see where Excel will now start struggling with that kind of data. Or imagine you are going for an audit. They now say, customer now send you their transaction table. They now export it for you in Excel. You will see sometime, even before that, your system will open, the file will open, you will sweat. Okay? But it will be easier if there's a way that can work. You can connect to the database there where you can just query it directly and you work with it. Okay? Or they say, okay, maybe materiality level is maybe 5 million. So give me transactions that are above 5 million. You know, so what do they do? They'll just come here where they have what sales, isn't it? Where sales is greater than whatever, and they'll bring everything out for you. Let me call this sales so that I can see the sales figure. And they'll bring everything out for you. Can you not see that? So it is this one now they can now export to you in Excel. They can, because the data will now become smaller. Then you can now do whatever you want to do there. Clear? Are we clear with this?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
You know, for example, hey, look at this. Can you see this one that you have plenty customer name? Can you see this customer name? You have so many like this. You know, in Excel, if I want to remove all these duplicates, how do we do it in Excel? So that I will know the unique customers I have. How we have done it in Excel?
Filter and sort.
Yeah?
We filter.
Use unique.
Use what?
Unique.
The function called unique, or what will you do? Or what will you do?
Filter button.
Filter. There's another way again. Filter button. Yes, that's another way. What again? Yes, what again? Data analysts. There's one that we use every time now. What is it called? Remove duplicates.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay, so in this case, instead of you using no, here you cannot click now. So there's a syntax called distinct. Do you know what distinct means? Distinct. What does distinct mean?
No duplicates.
So distinct means it's like saying unique, is it not? So if I say distinct customer, now which unique do I want to use now? Distinct, let me say customer name. Okay, that way it should still work now, is it not? So let's run that. Sorry. So select distinct what now? So let me remove these cells. So distinct. Can you see that? Yes, like unique. So you see it has removed. So if I say show me the distinct or my unique customers that I have, how many customers do we have there? Okay, show me the types of customers that we have. So it will give you what the distinct. All right, are we clear with this?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so I think we can end here so that since we are not much that joined, so at least next week when we come, we'll continue from here. So what we have done so far, we have gone into more of querying, isn't it? More of query. Although I showed you how to do some updating, is it not? How to update your data in terms of maybe the column, but I don't show you how to update in terms of the record, in terms of the record specifically. Okay. But remember again, that kind of task is mostly for the database administrators. But for you as data analyst, what you need to learn is how to query the data. Okay, and how to select data, the entire tables, is it not? From the database, select select different columns from the same tables, isn't it? We have seen how to select two tables from different databases. We have seen how to select specific columns from different tables in different databases, right? Now, when you have got that, you now have to now do some further queries. So, for example, what we are doing our filter, is not so that filter uses what the where clause, where. So when we are doing sorting, it's like what order by. So when we want to do top 5, top 10, bottom 10, so we are using what limits. Okay. So when we want to remove duplicates, just like we have in Excel, we use what distinct. Okay, so that are the basic things. So by next week, we'll go further into what more queries. Okay, how do you now what do some further queries? Okay, then hopefully I will try and check where that our problem was coming from. Hopefully I will do it. But if anybody tries to see where the problem is coming, you can also share it on the group. Okay, but if I see the solution, I will let you know where the problem is coming from, and I will send it. All right, guys, I think we can call it a day.
Okay, thank you, doctor. Thank you,
All
sir.
right. Enjoy.
Thank you, Dr. Francis.
All right.
Dr. Francis, thank you so much.
All right.
Thank you, doctor.
All right.
Thank you,
Bye.
Doctor.
Bye.